Tyler, what's going on?
What's up, Tyler?
Courtney, what's going on?
Courtney, what's going on? How we doing?
Happy Monday. Um, I mean, if you're on vacation,
It
then
can be. Yeah, yeah. Some people have Mondays off every
it
day.
was marathon Monday.
It was marathon. That's right. The Red Sox already played today. Marathon, I think the third fastest men's time on the course, and then I think maybe the fastest women's time or
There's
something.
some years the times don't qualify because it's like a strong backwind or something.
Oh, interesting. I mean, that actually makes sense.
I don't know. I feel like it still should.
Yeah, but like if you're like riding draft, that's definitely got an effect.
I mean, I don't know what the exact cutoff is, but
Yeah,
say
he's out there with the
you
like
you
the
ran it
wind
when it was
speed
10
measurement.
miles an hour, but the next year it's 12 and it doesn't count. Does it really make that much of a difference? Was it the Boston one that someone cheated on like decades back, where they like took the subway
I
or
didn't think it was
something?
decades
Or
back. I think it was fairly recent. They took like the bus system or
was it?
something. Yeah. Cheat on the marathon, taking shortcuts.
Uh,
It's gross. What your life's come to is cheating on a marathon.
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Celtics looked pretty good.
Yeah, they struggled the first half, but they pulled it out. So they're just too deep. A couple guys didn't play that well, but they have so many guys that
Yeah.
can carry the team. Like Derek White, game high scorer, which he's a great player and all. The second high scorer I think was Pritchard for the Celtics, not in the game.
Yeah.
Actually, Boncaro might have scored more than White.
Yeah, he had a ton of points
Yeah.
through three.
White ended with 30, even I think Boncaro might have been in 30 somewhere. That Oklahoma City game. Oof.
That which game was
It
the
was like
like
61-22 at one point
was it?
in the second. Yeah, legit.
Oh, that was against
They won by
Memphis.
51.
And then Morant says that's the worst game that you'll
Oh
ever
wow,
see.
yeah.
It's like
Bold statement
it can't
there.
get much worse. So,
Pretty bold.
uh, and the Warriors game, that was a throwback game to the '90s.
The hockey games haven't been particularly close. I think the Vegas game last night was close. I think they might have had an empty netter. It's won by two. I can't even remember. That was the late night game. A lot of those games have been kind of not very close so far.
Hurricanes won 4-1, Maple Leafs 6-2, and Golden Knights 4-2.
Yeah, I think that they had an empty netter with like less than minutes ago, so it was a tight game.
So is that the play if you're betting hockey? Is just
I love the -1.5. If
just
you think the team's
because
going to win because
doesn't matter if you're going to lose by
especially like in the playoffs because they if anything they'll pull the goalie earlier.
Yeah.
Or what you can do is you can find those games like at the very end of the year, the last game of the season, where a team needs like a regulation win because the tiebreaker they don't have. So like, they'll pull the goalie with 4 minutes to go if they're down. So the other team, if you bet them, you can sometimes just like easily crush the 1.5. And then they'll pull the goalie again too because it's just like, well, we don't make the playoffs if we don't.
Well, the Vegas game that we went to, they pulled them like twice. Like
Yeah.
they scored and then they gave one up and then they pulled them again
Yeah.
and then back and forth.
That was a crazy game.
Vegas empty net goal with 0.01 seconds left to cover the over, and Vegas -1.5.
Oh, it
Jeez.
was with that
Point
little
on one.
time. I walked out of the room. I was watching it, and then I went to my office
Ugh.
to do some work. That's funny. We need some help on the site tonight. Soccer's the closest, followed by Bowman U, and then we got some work to do on some tribute baseballs. We've got Cosmic Chrome football back up there, and we've got the discounted Origins, and we've got that full case of 3 NBA up there as well. Do need some love on the site tonight.
1-1 starting at 2:45.
That's a good number to start the night. I'm looking at some grading cards over here so we can take care of all the folks that have dropped stuff off.
You were going to. I was going to say any Bruins games, but those didn't make the playoffs.
There are no rooms.
Yeah. Just popping in for a few before the Mets.
Nice. Mets are playing well, Courtney. They're like a 2-to-1 win-to-loss ratio or something like that right now, right? Alonso's been a stud. I think he's still hitting like 340. He's got like at least a half dozen homers, I think. Unbelievable. And Senga's been a beast. Great start to the year. They started a little sluggish, but they've stepped it up. Who they got tonight? They got Phillies?
They got the Phillies, yeah. That's a
Big matchup. What's the record, love?
13 and
7?
No, sorry, 15-7.
15
Phillies 13-9.
Yeah, there we go. Mets, baby. Stevie Cohen. Wish he bought the Red Sox instead. Who's pitching tonight, Courtney? Who's on the bump? That's what they call it, right? On the bump?
Yeah, I think so. Hill, the mound, the bump. Tyler is offering his expertise in their mock drafts.
Oh, yeah. Mock draft contest is now live. Just post it in the Facebook group. If you're not in Facebook, shoot us an email. We will send you a link to it. Send an email to our support email.
Gil versus Nola.
Guess every pick, 1 through 32 in the NFL draft. Whoever gets the most right wins 150 in break credit. 150.
Free to enter.
Free to enter, absolutely, always. The best part about it.
I think this is the year that a low number is going to win.
I don't know. The first 5 picks could end up being chalk if it falls right. So that could be like 5 right if you go with what's the consensus right now. So if there's 5 right there, but it still could end up with still could be a 9 wins type of thing. The rest of the draft, I haven't looked too deep into the first round because the Pats are drafting pretty early, but it does seem like it's kind of all up in the air.
My dad isn't in the Facebook group. Will link work if I copy and paste it and send it to him?
It should, Tyler.
Yeah, it should.
If you have any problems, just let me know. Yep, right, Frisella's here. Got you, Frisella. Send that over.
Actually excited for the draft.
Yeah, me too. When the Patriots draft high, I'm excited. When they were always drafting like 31, 32, it's like, whatever. But um, so I'm just gonna reply to your email. Here you go, Fasella. Y'all, like we didn't do the March Madness. We need to do it next year. If we're still around, we're doing it because March Madness makes too much sense. Honestly, it makes way more sense than the NFL mock draft one. The NFL mock
Yeah,
draft
this one's like
got to do it by hand and all that stuff. We can just go to a website and do a bracket challenge. We do survival typically, football, so that's easy. But March Madness is a no-brainer. So you wasted your good year before we did it, Priscilla. Sorry.
I lost to Soren by 5 points in the baseball league after he was crushing me all week.
Oh, you had a comeback, but but fell short.
Yeah.
Scrub team. That was a really nice card. Somebody dropped off a Volpe Jeter dual auto out of 10. It's nice.
Nice.
Not sure it's gradable though. It's got a couple issues. Corners are a little tough.
Trevor took the Texans. Thank you, Trevor.
Thanks,
Cosmic
Trevor.
Chrome.
Love it.
Cosmic Chrome was a lot of fun on Friday.
That 1 of 100 hot boxes made that we hit was sick. Out of 10 in every pack. Not often you get to say that.
Was that the first one you've ever
Oh
pulled?
yeah, they just started doing that
Okay.
in baseball this year. It was only 100 out of
X amount of cases.
thousands and thousands of boxes. So that's a pretty ridiculous pull. And the Brady was cool at the end.
Also great this weekend. Played the best I have in about 3 years. Super pumped with the new clubs.
New clubs and better health, right? Those two things together.
What did you shoot, Courtney? Much better than anything
Yeah, whatever it is,
I
I
do,
guarantee
yeah.
I could do like probably about within 80 of you maybe.
Yeah. I was going to send in my Cooper Flag McDonald's auto for grading, but with the longer times, I'm going to try and flip it ungraded regardless.
Oh, is that why Fasal? Yeah, we had a note on the computer that you had picked it up. I was like, that was just dropped off because we're trying to do better with our turnaround times in terms of getting stuff out to PSA. I was like, we had just sent some stuff, so we didn't have it that long. I was wondering why, but that makes a lot of sense, man. I wish a lot of people would take that advice, not because we don't want to send stuff out. We love doing the grading stuff, but when you really got to think of how long it's going to take to get a card back, and it's got to be something you assume is going to hold value or go up in value, not go down.
On 85 and 89.
Oh,
yeah.
crap.
Yeah. Flip says, are we going to open that 2020 Chrome Soccer or just
I hope
share
so,
it while
Flip.
stream?
Flip, we're thinking about a filler with wheel spins. What do you think, Flip? I just don't know. We need some people in here to do that. It's been up a while. Man, it's been a little slow, unfortunately. So, in general, not necessarily just that break, but that break too. Zana, first Bowman, Teal Lava out of 199 here. It's beautiful card. Let's see if it's beautiful enough for grading. Hey Ben, Flip.
For the local county course, we have really nice ones here. Part of the last 5 holes on Saturday on the back 9. Wow.
not quite. Public service announcements. Put sleeves over your one-touch cards if they're not the one-touches that can have sleeve cards in them. Save your chrome surfaces.
Going to Toronto this weekend. There's a big card show, and they have a soccer-only night. I'm going to. Nice one.
Oh, that's sick. Really cool, man.
You see that Padres game yesterday?
No.
The reason I think carted off was a collision at first base.
A rise?
Rise it.
Yeah. Oh, really? Did not see that. No. We're gonna put soccer filler up, and we're just gonna give a wheel spin to each spot. It's still an $80 filler, but it's really supposed to be like 82 or 83 or whatever it is. But 80 spot, but you're getting a wheel spin for every spot taken. So we'll see if that gets it done. You're getting just under 20% back guaranteed. If it was 75, it would be 20% off because 15 is the min on the wheel. You can get it up to 75, which means it would cost you $5 a spot. What teams are in there?
Ajax, Chelsea, Dortmund, Juventus, Man City, and Man U.
What's up, Ryan? Ryan, did you pick up that Brady? Anybody interested in any of those teams before we put it up so we can knock the price down on the filler? That would be, of course, optimal, but let us know what you're thinking. If not, we'll just throw it up, and if it goes, it goes. Tonight, I mean, we'd love it too. I'll try and message some of the soccer people, some of the filler folks.
Ryan took, let's see, the Ravens, the 49ers, and one more team that I think the Buccaneers.
Nice. And what?
In Cosmic Chrome.
Nice.
The Cosmic Chrome, yep.
Love me some Cosmic. Thanks, Ryan. Which Ryan?
Ryan
Ryan C?
Yep.
There we go, baby.
Signed a few hours ago. Down to 22 on that. Last call for any soccer teams before we put up this filler.
Filler with spins. One more stack of stuff to look through for folks. For Megan specifically, it looks like. We've got this right. Megan just dropped them off today, I believe, or yesterday. Should message me.
Let's look at his draft.
Yep. Yeah, the Jude rookies. Be nice to smash a big one of those. Did you just put it up?
Going to now.
All right, Lost putting it up. We'll see. See what we can do. Let me. This thing looks a little crooked. Whoa. Don't forget, the mock draft contest is completely free. So, literally, just copy some expert, even if you don't follow football or the draft or anything like that. Just copy some expert out there, and maybe their mock draft hits. Who knows? Is that up, Loth?
It 10. Save.
Soccer wheel spin to each spot. Right.
Where is up? I will put the link in chat.
It's pricey, but you're getting tons of rookie chases, 2021 stuff, and also a wheel spin per spot, anywhere from 15 to 75 back in credit. So
Theoretically, it would be a $5 spot if you land the.
if Loud spins, it probably will be. Soccer. Chase. Wheel spin to every filler spot. Boom. You gonna post that too, Lo? In Facebook, we won't have an ad tag. That's fine. Just post that. There's a filler up, and we're giving a wheel spin away to each spot. Is it officially up there? Yeah.
Yeah, officially up there.
Megan dropped off a bunch of stuff, Megan. All right.
What's going on, J-Dub?
I see you. J-Dub, what's going on? How we doing? Hope everybody had a good weekend. It was pretty nice weather-wise around here. It's a little cloudy at the start of Saturday, which was supposed to be the nicest day. It was the warmest of the
Yeah, it was warm. I got sunburned.
It was
Doing yard work.
little chillier in the morning because of the clouds, at least down where I was. But then the clouds went away and it reached its full potential of how it felt outside, temperature-wise. And yesterday turned out to be pretty nice and sunny all day, which was good. A little chill with the wind, but I'll send this to John, who might be interested. I don't know. Clear for 21 soccer. Wheel spin to every spot. Well. Okay.
Posted on Facebook as well.
Nice. Last full week of classes at URI. Lovely. I have a whole bunch of work to do when I go home tonight.
Is to call up Kurtz. Huh?
Kurtz, he's been crushing, I believe. Does it have his stats in the article? I think he's been absolutely crushing. 14 for 38. So it's at like 340, 350 in there.
4 home runs in 12 games. And that's in, I don't know if this is...
Oh, single A and double A affiliates after the draft. Then batted in Arizona Fall League 353.
Pitching, posting 1,040 OPS with 7 home runs in 20 games.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's been absolutely crushing. And some teams, when we were just recently doing some of that Bowman, and with his first Bowmans, and they were one of the last bigger teams to go.
Yeah.
And dude's been absolutely on fire.
A couple spots won. Let's see.
Home run Lindor right out the gate. All right.
Yeah, fantasy team. Let's go.
That's right. That was your first auto pick, right?
Yeah.
I do remember that. All right, Flip and Greg start us off in the filler. So 2 down, 8 to go. Pricey, but you're getting a wheel spin, so you're getting minimum 15 back on that. Minimum 15 back, as high as 75. And you're in on all sorts of teams, including Jude Bellingham or Ricky Chase. With that, absolute stud. Let's make magic happen over there. In
Make
red.
that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at this.
Make that stand out.
Soren move right there. Let's go. Solo shot or what? Is it like the first inning? Let's see. Yankees are down 5-0, huh? Cleveland's good. They're only 12-9 so far this year, but a good team. Jose Ramirez, homer. Manzardo, homer. Mets 1-0, bottom of the first. Boom.
You see the Max Fried
Yeah.
retroactive no hitter.
Oh, did they change like to an error?
Error to a hit. So I think he gave it up in the 6th, but they counted it as an error to start. But then in the 8th, they retroactively changed it to a single.
Didn't he lose it in the? Oh, okay.
But I think they changed it before
I see.
he lost it.
Sox won 4-2. I think who went? Bueller went today.
Yeah.
7. Struck out 9. I think he walked like 4 guys though. Sox took care of the White Sox this time. They went like 3-4 against the White Sox though in 2 series, which is pretty, or 4-3, which is pretty bad. The White Sox are that bad. The White Sox have 5. They're 5-17. They beat the Red Sox 3 times. I'm pretty sure.
So are they on pace to be worse than last year?
Maybe, I don't know. 5-17. I don't remember what they ended up with wins.
Not
last year.
counting the Red Sox games.
Yeah, not going the Red Sox games. Yeah, definitely.
Strider on the IL.
Is he really?
Yeah, hamstring strain.
At least it's not like his, because he threw out his elbow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. San Diego 16-6. They're ahead of the Dodgers, I believe. Last I looked. Yep, just a half a game. I mean, both those teams are going to be playoff teams. Right? It's just a matter of you don't want to be the wild card in today's format.
Yeah.
Back in the day, being the wild card was fine. Nowadays, though, you've got to earn your way into the actual series. I think that just a tiny bit so we can see the boxes a little bit. Yeah, that's cool. Nice.
Cool.
So, stuff we have on the site, there are 7 things in total. We have tribute both ways, PYT and random. We have a full case of Topps 3 basketball. We have a 4-boxer of Cosmic Chrome football. If you weren't here the other day, this stuff, we hit a hot box. The hot boxes, there's 100 of them made based on the checklist number, card number. I don't know if they've announced that officially. They did announce that on baseball. They made 100 of them. We hit one the other night. Had a red out of 10 in every pack, and there's 20 packs per box. So it had 20 red out of 10s in the break. We hit notable rookies. The 2 most notable I can think of were Keon Coleman and Bucky Irving. But then in the very last pack, the very last red of the stack was a Brady Pats one. So that was sick. 10 of 10, I think, on the serial number for that one. We've got the Bowman Chrome U. Cooper Flag officially declared for the NBA draft today.
Oh, did he?
So everybody can put that debate to rest. He is going number 1. Just a matter of to who. So we can chase his stuff on Declaration Day. We've got this soccer right here. It's 6 boxes of 2021 Topps Chrome, so flagship Chrome. We've got Jude rookies, Makoko rookies, all sorts of crazy stuff. There's Pulisic on Chelsea. We've got the Origins discounted on the sites. That's a $6 PYT. Filler is $79.99 on the soccer, but you're getting a wheel spin back for every single spot. So it's minimum 15 backs, which is almost 20% off. And you can hit all the way up to 75 potentially on the wheel, which is almost 100% off. And the Origins, we have that on sale right now. That has 17 left. That's a 3-box random teamer. So that's where we're at right there. WNBA draft just happened. Paige went 1. Cooper should be going 1. NBA draft. When is that?
I was thinking that myself. Alan knows, but
End of June.
June 25th.
June 25th. Mock draft for us?
Trying to find one.
Right there. Utah Jazz. Cooper Flag.
Oh yeah, Dylan Harper. Yep.
Dylan Harper second.
BJ Edgecombe.
Edgecombe. And then Ace Bailey fourth. And then Fierce. He's out of
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, right? Yeah.
Trey Johnson. This is one of the few times where the top
International?
like, are yeah.
Yeah, not international in
yeah.
like the top 3, 5.
Yeah.
Jake, what's up, man? So I've got Edgecombe ahead of Bailey right there on that one, huh? I mean, it could be based on also
Needs, yeah.
Yep. And this is still not even like the true order yet, right?
Yeah.
Because we haven't had the lottery or anything, so it's just based on odds.
When's the lottery?
It's a good question.
Because that's like a month before, right?
Month and a half, 6 weeks out of the draft. So that's pretty close. It's only a few weeks from now.
Yeah.
Jake, we have a filler up for 2021 Topps Chrome Soccer. Wheel spin to every spot. Jude and Dortmund, Jude Ricky stuff in on the filler amongst some other nice teams. Cosmic Chrome Football got a little bit of movement when we went live here. We're down to 22. Tributes at 27 and 24. 24 for 3 NBA. 10 now. Nice. Bowman Chrome, you went down to 10. Very nice. Random letter. And 17 on the Origins NBA Rando. We'll keep chatting, and I'm going to work on this last stack of grading stuff as well. I'll see if we can get some stuff going here, and I'll be manning the Payuta, as my little cousin used to say when he was a little kid.
The pewter.
The Payuta.
Rogers signed yet or no?
Nope. Rogers still not signed.
He's not gonna play.
I hope not. I hope he's just done. I'm kind of getting sick of his stuff. It's Pittsburgh or Minnesota. That's it. I don't think there's anybody else in the mix. But this is something that's probably it's going to happen during or after the draft. So like teams are going to see what falls to them. They'll be like, oh,
Yeah,
the guy we
sure.
wanted didn't fall. Let's take a flyer for a year with Rodgers. That's where we're at this point. And who else after the draft? No, I think he's just the big one. I was thinking there's somebody else too. That's a kind of see how the draft goes. So there's a couple other guys out there. Some of the like veterans that have been around, like 8-10 years, that didn't sign in free agency yet. Like once the draft happens and people see that they didn't hit, they weren't able to secure that need at that position. They'll be like, give them a call and be like, hey, we want to offer you something.
Celtics projected to get Walter Clayton Jr. at number 28, point guard from Florida, who was a beast during the tournament.
At number 28, that's losing to the Cavs because they're just going by seeding, huh?
It's true, yeah.
Right? Yeah. So they're just projecting all it would go chalk to determine order, which makes sense as of right now. Not go based on feel.
Right. Celtics picking in the 32nd because they're going to win again.
32nd? Or they put them in the second round?
Oh, 30, whatever.
Oh my wow. It's a Monday.
One time, I want the tiebreaker list to go down to coin flip.
Oh yeah, for the pick.
Yeah, just
It did recently in a sport. There was a coin flip to determine draft order. Football. Was it last year or the year before, chat? Didn't football go down to a coin flip somewhere? This one of the sports, like fairly recently, had a coin flip finalized draft position. Something.
it was the SEC women's basketball tournament
Oh,
in
that happened, but I
March.
thought in a draft too, like in the last few years.
Previously, MLB used coin flips to determine home field advantage in one-game playoff tiebreakers through the 2008 season. Let's see.
I have to determine like the I don't know, not the top pick, but like the fourth or fifth pick or something stupid.
This post from 10 years ago. I don't know if this qualifies as professional sports, but the only such event I know is it was the Euro 1968 semifinal, a soccer game between Italy and the USSR. It was 0-0 during normal time, 0-0 after extra time, so they flipped a coin to decide the winner, and it was Italy. Sean Bushnell with a fearless spot. Thank you, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
Wheel spin for every filler spot. I don't think anyone submitted their draft prediction yet. It would make sense to wait till the last possible minute so you can
That's
get as
true.
much information as possible. Just in case it's leaked where a team is going to take somebody.
Danny Jake messaged me right after we put it up, and he's like, "Anybody fill it out yet?" I was like, "Dude, I don't even think you can type that fast. We just put it up." First and last for the players because there are common names, so we did put that in the instructions for your picks to count. You got to give us first and last of each player, so there's no confusion. It's like one of my students. It's like, oh yeah, they just put Ashley on top of the exam. I'm like, okay, but there's three of you. I'm not really sure. That makes it really tricky.
They might want you to think that it's the smart Ashley.
They're all smart. Yeah. This week we have Heritage Baseball and Contenders Optic Football. Oh no, Donruss Optic Football, not
Donruss.
Contenders. Donruss Optic, my bad. Even better. Contenders Optic is a favorite of mine, but Donruss Optic is better.
I haven't submitted it, but I have an idea for each draft slot. I made a Word document for 1 through 32.
Yeah, take your time. Like Laos said, Laos right. Because some news is going to come out, you know. You could, I mean, it's probably going to be draft day at this point, but in theory, a trade could happen before Thursday,
Yeah.
before the deadline. Like, oh yeah, the Pats traded from 4 to 10. This team came up. You're like, okay, what does that team need? It's a little different than what the Pats need. You go from there. I don't envision any trades now. I think it.
Yeah, most times it's last minute.
Yep, during the draft.
Just think of the amount of like phone calls that
Oh, it's
GMs
crazy.
are making. You know, just
There's one of them, I forget, one of them trolls, like, troll calls, like a bunch of GMs. There's one GM who, like, on draft night, I saw a video. He always, like, trolls a team with something stupid. He trolls, like, 4 or 5 teams every draft. And, like, so people know it now. So, like, he calls, you got to answer because it could be something legit.
yeah.
But then he
It's
just,
like, oh no, you just see this his name.
You're like, damn, this guy, he just trolls hard.
It's okay, I guess you don't want Luca for nothing.
Yeah.
I finished and submitted Jake
Jake,
on the board.
Didn't even wait for all the news. That's a fail. Last place guaranteed, locked it in. Jake's been researching this for like a month and a half. No joke.
Most recent, latest first round trade: Joe Montana getting traded 5 days prior to the draft. I mean, if anything, it would have to be like trading up to the top spot, right? Because why would you trade to like the fifth spot now?
You wouldn't, yeah. I
So-
read that they did reject trades already from Cleveland and New York for the top pick, allegedly.
Yeah.
I read that today, and New York was like, might have had a couple different offers for the Giants, not the Jets. So it seems like Tennessee, I think they had a meeting with him, or maybe it was at senior day or whatever, and they were like pretty sold on Ward. Apparently, he like really sold them on knowledge of the game and his makeup and stuff. So
I read an article. I don't know if it was Schefter or what, but he said that if Cam Ward was in last year's draft, like, he would be the seventh
yep,
best quarterback.
I saw that.
You do it on the day of the draft when folks are on the clock. Number one pick is locked in.
Yeah, they're saying that like Milrow would have been like the first or second quarterback in this year's crop, like on many boards, just because this year's crop is not great.
Yeah, you really can't predict trades.
Nope.
So there's been a lot of trades between picks 20 and 32 in recent years. Yeah, especially if a team is trying to get like the last pick in the first round, like they'll, because it's what, first round you lock them up for potentially for a
We
50
get the
year.
50-year option first
Yeah.
round, so it's a big deal. The
Yeah.
Pats, once they changed that rule, the Pats traded out of 31 to 32, I think, on the Lamar year.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Lamar
Remember
went right at the end of the draft, and it made sense because they got the extra year out of him. Kind of a regular top load, though.
Still got 7 in that soccer filler. Wheel spin for every spot. In 15, possibility up to 75. I correctly predicted Broncos would take Knicks at 12 last year. This year, I'm predicting the Steelers select Jackson Dart with the 21st pick.
I don't think he's gonna last till 21. There's
Well-
been a lot of smoke about him. I don't know. I think people are gonna reach up and grab him somewhere. Not like top 5 or 10.
Isn't that a great name for a
a
quarterback?
quarterback? Yeah, as long as he can throw darts. Yeah, he's a great quarterback, man. 100%.
Like Kenny Pickett isn't
Yeah,
a
yeah.
great name, you know?
Yeah, and it's held. Can he pick it? Yes, he
Yeah.
can. That's true. I never thought of his last name being not great for a quarterback.
There's some just great football names in general.
Like Tank Bigsby as
Yeah.
a running back. Like Tank. Come on. It's like a movie script.
Darnell Savage.
Savage, yep.
We work more of a giveaway than one shooter. Pats the ball, probably. Best name is He Hate Me. Forgot about that. The old XFL.
Rod Smart.
Art Smart from Carolina, right?
Yep.
Tank Bigsby is a Hall of Fame fullback name. Did you all see the baseball player named Ichiro?
You said that.
For Sully.
I love it. What we got for basketball against tonight? I think Cleveland plays tonight, right?
Camden and Jason and Noah with a filler spot.
All right.
Down to 5.
Let's go, baby.
Halfway there.
Home.
Saints are gonna expensive in drafts if they get Shador.
I think Jake's more of a Jackson Dart guy. Jake, which one you want? Is it Reef here?
I did not see a reef, so Jake will have to opine on who the Saints will be getting from quarterback.
I saw a report today that they're very high on Jackson Dart. There is talk of maybe needing to just teams moving back into the first for Jackson Dart, so we'll see. But I have a feeling he's just going to naturally go in the first somewhere. Like a team might move up to get him somewhere, but I bet you he goes by. I bet you he goes by 20. He's moving up the boards. I don't know.
His name is Ichiro Kano Hernandez and just had his first Bowman this year.
Actual new Ichiro?
Oh.
That's just trolling.
A red sign, Ichiro Kano Hernandez. Yes, you read that right. Yeah. Wow. I bet they must have loved Ichiro and Robbie Cano.
Yeah.
See you, Courtney.
According
Have a
to
good
the
night.
Mets game, yeah?
At 9, I'd rather have Sanders, but I don't love Papa Sanders getting his big head and everything.
That's true.
I saw that, and Big Papi has 2 sons. They are in 25 Bowman, D'Angelo Ortiz and David Ortiz Jr.
Oh, wow. Which one's better? It would suck if it's the D'Angelo. It's like, Dad named me after him, but like my brother's better. I wasted the name on him. Kind of thing.
They pass on Sanders and go for another need. I wouldn't mind a trade up for Dart.
Later on, yeah. Yeah, the thing I read today was not necessarily like they're going to take him at, 9 or whatever, but they might sneak back into the first for him or something. I don't know.
So, Ichiro Kano plays for Cincy. Well, this article's from 2024. They turned 19, so he's got to be 20 at this point, but that's still pretty young. Pulled that nice Ichiro card on Friday.
Yep, with the sneaker, the cleat.
Yeah. Ooh, what if Dart goes before Shador? Top 10.
That would be awesome. I would love that. Just because, like, there would be a lot of... Dion would be pissed. He'd be talking a lot of smack. I think if you're the team that drafts Shador, you want that because then Shador's got a chip on his shoulder. Because nobody's projecting him over Cam Ward, even though I'm sure him and his dad think he should go over Cam Ward. But Bone Chrome, you down to 8, nice.
Yeah, Kim took a couple spots. Thank you, Kim.
Thanks, Kim. D'Angelo's.
Is this candle getting lit tonight or what?
I hope so. What's up, Pat? I just finished my grading stuff, I believe. I'm going to send one message out. I think I've got everything that's in-house evaluated and ready to go. To put an order together.
And also drive a run on QB needy teams wanting to draft up. Yeah, there's always those positional runs.
Yeah, quarterback's obviously where teams reach because if you don't have a quarterback in the NFL, your team's not going very far.
When was the last time the team was great without
Trent Dilfer.
And that was like 20-something years ago.
Yeah, like that was, 99 or 2000? Trent Dilfer. What other... I mean, in my opinion, Eli wasn't great, but he obviously went on runs in the playoffs. So.
Ovechkin power play goal. Do playoff goals count for career stats or no?
I mean, there's career playoffs and there's total career, but I think the record was not playoffs. I believe. Yeah, I think this is more of a. It's not a deep draft in general. I think it's a pretty weak draft as a whole, but there's not a lot of top tier talent. So the cluster between like I don't know picks 10 in the first round to like halfway through the second round. I think there's a lot of guys that are kind of around the same area. So I think it's going to be interesting. Was Johnson after Dilfer? Yeah, Brad Johnson sort of fits that bill too.
Yep.
Who else? Those are the two big ones that I could think of. The Saints won one with that Breeze guy, right? That little
Would've won more if he
short
was-
game manager. Would have won more if they had a real quarterback. Who else? Pull up a list of Super Bowl winning quarterbacks off.
Flacco.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't love Flacco, but he played out of his mind in the playoff run. But overall, didn't love him. So let's go to 95. Oh. 95, keep going up. Oh, Nick Foles. But that team was loaded, and that was injury, right?
Dilfer.
2000, Brad Johnson 2002. Yep. Before that, it's all studs, Hall of Famers. Mark Ripien, his daughter's the lingerie quarterback. Jeff Hostetler.
Count if you beat Buffalo though.
Poor Jim Kelly. Ugh, 4 in a row. Flacco's elite. Yeah, Nick Foles. Nick Foles turned to a puddle right after that.
That was the year that Wentz was
He was MVP. Yeah,
and then he tore his knee.
Wasn't he trying to go into the end zone on a run?
Yeah.
And got hit square on the knee. Yeah.
Did he get hit or was it just a non-contact play?
I thought he got hit, but maybe I'm wrong. Did he get hit, chat? Or was it? Usually they are non-contact, but I thought he got hit square on the knee. Near the end line somewhere. Near the goal line. Yeah, Foles, Johnson, Dilfer. I would say, I don't know. I could be way off here on numbers and stuff, but I'd say Brad Johnson was a better quarterback than Trent Dilfer? Yeah? What do you think? It's probably potato, but... Mike Pettit's.
Bowman Chrome U and Topps Tribute.
Nice, thanks, Mike. 5 left in the filler, 7 left in Bowman Chrome U. Let's do it on Flag Declaration Day. Let's pull a big one. Tribute. Love me some Tribute. Tribute the other night was tons of fun. With that nice Dylan Cruz with that beautiful Ichiro at a 10. So nice.
Start with this stuff.
Yes. To the Google form, though. I want to see that real quick. And the contest now. Jake's the only entry. Let's see. I'm not going to spoil all your picks, but... Ooh. I don't know about these picks. He's going with the homer pick. Wait. Is that how it's spelled?
Oh,
I think it's
ouch. Who is that guy?
disqualified pick. That player doesn't exist.
I don't know who half these people are.
Running back.
I know that guy. That's Tyler's boy.
This guy, yeah. He's down at 20, 25. Okay. All right, Jake. I see your picks. Spell check me. I don't even know how it's spelled, but I don't think. Yeah. All right. Okay. $10 a pop for Jake's mock draft. Soren just sent me a link of Kurtz being like fast tracked. All right, let's see. This one's been moving. We're at 7 left, so $2, right, left?
$2, yeah.
2 boxer of this. There's 7 to go. It's a random letter, first letter of last name. So you want that F spot if you want to hit flag on Declaration Day. We have 5 left in this one. 6 boxes of this stuff. This is some old school stuff. 2021 Jude rookie stuff, which is in the filler, which is pretty sick. 1 auto per box. So it should be 6 autos in there. Those are the 2 closest. Some Cosmic teams, a handful, half dozen have gone since we've been live.
Jerome just took the Broncos.
Nice.
Cosmic Chrome.
There you go, Cosmic Broncos off the board. Thanks, Jerome. Much love. College next to player's name should be required. No, get out of town. You know how much harder that makes it for me when I'm trying to freaking by hand match the players up to see if I got it right. I got all these extra words. No chance. You got to think of assessment when coming up with things like this. It's the teacher. I mean, make assessment as smooth as possible. All about that easy assessment, or easier. Maybe not easy, but easier. Let's see. We've got Yankees still on 5-0. Padres down. Oh, Courtney's Mets are up 2-0. All right,
Come on,
Courtney.
Lindor, another home run.
No, Winker. Homer. St. Louis up 2. Atlanta 8-13. They're actually starting to play a little better. They started horrific. Still in a hole. Even more importantly, though, NBA, we've got Detroit up 5 on the Knicks. In NHL, we've got Washington up 1-0. St. Louis, Winnipeg scoreless through half a period. Colorado, Dallas. I should have bet that series, pre-series. Ugh. Colorado, the lower seed. I take them in a heartbeat to win that series, but it's too late now because they won game 1. They've been favorites in the first 2 games on the road. That's how's fantasy baseball matchup. He already gave us the update. He said that you commish-tooled a roster change and beat him by cheating.
That's right.
By, I think, 5 points. You swapped one guy, you lost by like 3, and now you won by 5. Someone should take that commissioner away from you. At least that's the report we got on stream here.
I think I have like the most points, and I'm 0-2 after 3 weeks because I got the most points on my bye week.
Soren, where did you leave the box of tissues? Somewhere over here? Back at the register? I don't know.
Well, good thing is if I don't come in third this year, then I don't have to join next year.
Anybody know the pre-series line on the Colorado Dallas? I know it's kind of a random question. I bet you it was pretty even. And Colorado maybe even a slight favorite, but I would have bet them all day. You never heard of anyone using commission tools in fantasy league? Has to be crazy to that. We saw it once, way back. That was a buddy of ours that ran a friends only league. Tried to cheat, and somebody was like living on the site, and they caught it. That was bad. Max Fried outpitched Pepio yesterday. That was the difference. We need to go back and change some of those other errors to hits maybe, and you might not have won. Whip doesn't count against you guys, right? Strikeouts, turned around. Don't even know.
Couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, he was talking about the scoring change. I missed that. That's cool though.
Cycle gets you a automatic win.
Big huge bonus,
yeah,
right? Complete game shutout, right?
Pretty sure last year a guy pitched a no hitter against Soren and like late on like a weekend and
just passed him.
Yeah.
No hitters and complete game shutouts and all that. Yeah. You get these like crazy bonuses where like your score skyrockets for the week.
Yeah,
I hate this league and I've never done it. I can't stand the rules and the number of teams in the league. We got Falcons and Lions off the board from Mike Pettits in Cosmic. What are you up to, Soren, tonight? You just chilling?
Yeah, that was pretty much the black cloud.
Oh, that was the boating accident, right?
Yeah.
He was driving the boat, right? Allegedly drunk.
I don't know if he was driving or not, but they kept him in the 15th round because he was coming off Tommy John, I think. And he pitched a few games and was doing really well. And
And then the tragedy happened.
my team never
Never recovered.
recovered it.
Come on, Pistons, make that a series. Make the Knicks work for it before the Celtics series. Be even funnier if they won, but that ain't happening. The Knicks are gonna win that series. in my
It's
opinion.
quite a turnaround for the Pistons this
Yeah,
year.
yeah. I mean, it's still only 6 games above 500, but
But still, like they were
yeah, in the
horrible.
cellar, absolutely. I mean, Cade's been a beast. Both Thompson brothers can play in the league for sure. I think Eamon's a little better, right?
Dennis Schroeder's on this team. Wow.
Schroeder just hopping around. It's just like Russell Westbrook now.
Yeah, he's been like
Those two guys
everything.
just keep popping around between teams. Westbrook was like a beast for a while. Like, I mean, Schroeder was never at his level, but Schroeder's it's one of those guys you want on your team. Like, he's gonna scrap.
Yeah. I mean, not for max money, but
Oh no, yeah, no, just as a role player.
yeah.
Yeah. Westbrook went off. Did you see that in that game for Denver?
No.
He hit like a 3 to take the lead with like a minute to go.
Was it after he missed his first 8 threes? Or?
Dude, he went off like in the fourth quarter of that game, and they went to overtime and then won in overtime by 2. Westbrook was a beast. What did he have? When was that?
Colorado was minus 146 for game 1 versus Dallas.
Westbrook 15, 8, and 3 off the bench. 5 for 17 shooting, 2 for 6 from 3. For him, that's money.
Yeah.
But a lot of his buckets were big late ones. Jokic got double teamed. He kicked it out to the corner, wide open. Westbrook hit it to go up like 2. Get Denver going. Are they matched up with them in the second round? The way the seeding is, are they the 4? Yeah, they're the 4. I just want them to beat the Clippers. Like, screw the Clippers. I want them to go all the way to the finals against Celtics and Celtics win, but it's because I'm a big Jokic guy. Camden hates Jokic, so it always gives me crap, but. Seven o'clock p.m. On Thursday is when we'll stop the Google form from taking responses for the mock draft contest. So get them in before 7 on Thursday. You know, tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, all day Thursday up till 7 o'clock time. Soren was on OKC. They couldn't. That's true. Soren would be carrying OKC. Any team. Who's in the basement this year? Utah. Utah would be winning the chip. Soren, do the mock draft contest because you got last place one year. So get in there. We should all 3 of us should do it. Capitals. I'm actually rooting for the Canadians there, which is really weird. I like to see the Canadians win, but not win at all, obviously.
It'd be a good story if the Capitals won.
UCLA officially for what's his name? Nico.
Nico, yeah, I think he
Yep.
signed for 900,000.
Did he really?
I think so.
What was he making at Tennessee?
Like 2, and he wanted 4. Like 2.2, and he wanted 4.
And he got signed for 900
I think
NIL. So. Wow. Wasn't a big part. His like dad wanted something,
I don't
like
know.
extra benefits or something. I thought his dad was involved in the process.
These teams have GMs now. Like that's how it like is
Yeah.
getting to that point.
Well, who just became a GM? One of the like analysts for his former school. He became like the basketball GM. Not an agent, like one of the. Who was that?
Was
An
it
announce.
No, what was,
Oh, did he really?
no, they should just traded.
And didn't Curry just get involved? With like Davidson or something?
Did he?
I think so. Who just became Woj. Yeah, the Woj Bombs. He just became GM of his alma mater, right? Yeah.
St. Joe's. Oh, it's the St. Bonaventure's. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, he put Bonnie's in the chat.
General Manager.
And like a buddy of his is like the athletic director or something, right? Isn't he buddies with like the AD or something?
Isn't Luck that at Stanford?
He's doing something at Stanford. I don't know what. Says an American football executive.
Yeah.
Yeah, GM, Stanford. What about Steph Curry? See if Steph Curry's involved.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, co-assistant.
Get dominated.
Co-assistant general manager.
Get
That's like
dominated
the
per usual.
office.
You're
You know,
undefeated in all of your fantasy baseball leagues. Are they one team leagues or you got buys every week or what? How many teams in your leagues, Tyler?
assistant to the general manager.
What is GM of basketball? All these positions you're seeing, they're likely non-traditional GM positions. What do you mean by non-traditional?
I mean, you can't trade players, but
Well, yeah,
but
yeah.
but you basically
It's
helping to
recruitment.
create a roster,
Yep.
basically.
And manage the money.
Yeah.
See what you have for assets. Yeah, I wouldn't think of it as like a an NFL GM. Oversight on the program. 8 and 10. Okay.
18 leagues now.
Yeah, eight teams is rough.
Drafts are just super stacked, especially if you know what you're doing. You're like, oh, this guy's a monster still in round whatever 4. Because I don't know what I'm doing in my baseball drafts, and
I'm a big roto guy. The only thing I don't like about roto, like I'd prefer roto versus head to head, but head to head's more popular, and roto people quit earlier.
Yeah.
Not that they don't do that in head to head, but
definitely not.
nope.
Nope.
Yeah. But NIL is the new thing, right? And managing money and players. What did Matthew Peter just say?
The Orioles in Topps Tribute.
Nice, thanks. Orioles off the board in tribute. Thanks, Matthew. No, all college athletics has changed for the worse, if you ask me. I don't mind players. I wish players were not getting paid by the school. They could just get like, they could get the Nike endorsement or the even like, I mean, they'd funnel a lot of it through like, local car dealerships and all that stuff, but I don't know. The school's paying them.
Makes me
It's getting kind of crazy with all the transfers and stuff. Not that that wouldn't happen, I guess, if it was non-school related money. So
that's kind of my thought. I don't know why he left, but Cooley, he might have gone to Georgetown because they might have a bigger basketball fund.
Oh
than,
yeah, absolutely.
than,
Yeah, it's non-traditional, but like if we talk about this in 5 years, they'll be traditional at that point, right? It's just they're new. But they're still doing a lot of the same stuff that like a GM would do anywhere, right? Just that oversight management of the whole operation.
Yeah.
What I'm intrigued on is what's the power dynamic between like AD and GM, because the GMs are for sports programs, right? Is the AD for the entire school, right?
Yeah.
So like
I would think the GM is below.
You would think, but
AD.
like I don't know, with these new positions, like is it kind of on the level? And it's like,
Or they might just be, they are the AD for football, and then got to sell in what? Yeah.
yeah, I'm good for caps on pretty much anything related to sports, whether it be player salaries in terms of like salary caps in sports that don't like pro sports that don't have them, and I wish there were caps on what the players could make too, just so it's not the teams with the most money just get the best players, because it ends up being kind of like non-salary cap pro sports to me.
Bingo. I can't envision college amateurism surviving, in my opinion. I think power. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, just think of all the mid-major schools that are getting their best players just
Poached every
yeah,
year.
cherry picked. And this March Madness was one of the most just not boring, but there weren't as many upsets
Yeah, it was chalk.
because the best schools just get the
Best
player
talent.
of the years from these smaller conferences.
Yeah, but I'm talking hard caps, not aprons and soft caps. I'm talking hard caps.
Joe with a filler spot. Thank you, Joe.
It's like basketball. I don't count basketball because you have the luxury tax, the aprons, and all that stuff. Baseball, just a joke. Yeah, they get taxed, but these owners are so wealthy. Who cares? I like that one. That one I like having to buy out contracts when you get a player to transfer to your school. That I do like. What I don't like is some schools are trying to like probably playing technicality on the contracts and stuff, but not trying to pay out their full NIL agreements. So some of that stuff is has been a little shady from the school side too. I don't know the details though, so obviously there's so much language in these contracts. I'm sure. There's only one legalized monopoly in the U.S. in all business, and it's in sports. And we're about to have one in the card industry, unfortunately. I like how hockey has a floor too. What's the gap? Can you look up the salary floor and salary cap in hockey? And hockey did it right where AAV is your cap hit, right? Yeah, from way back in the day, right?
Yep.
Like
Like the
bazillions of years ago.
1922, I think they said.
What?
1922 Supreme Court Federal Baseball Club versus National League.
You go, that's that hockey thing. So floor is 65 million, and the cap is 88.
88.
65 to 88. But I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's any caveats to this. I think it's AAV is what your cap hit is from somebody. You can like front load or back load the money, the cash payout, but they got away with front loading and back loading the cap hits. Right, so like if a guy signs for 10 years, 100 million, I think it's 8 is the max though. Is it 8 the max? Let's just hypothetically 10 for 10. 10 for 100. You can't pay him 20 million the first year and only like a few million in his last years when he's not going to be that effective if he's older. I think you get 10 cap hit all 10 years, no matter how the money's laid out. Pretty sure in soccer, which is great if that is the case. That's optimal. Because like in the NFL's got so many ways to manipulate the cap. You just kick the can down the road, but it does come back to bite you later. It's like the Saints, right? The Saints are in some cap trouble right now from a bunch of contracts, including Carr, but others as well. Hockey also made it. I think it's only one player a year, right? You can buy out. I think you have to pay them. So when you buy them out, there you don't count against the cap anymore. But you have to pay them. I forget. Is it like half their salary per year for like twice as many years? And they can go find another team elsewhere? Something along those lines. Kind of like the Bobby Bonilla day. Rick DiPietro was very similar. He signed a huge contract and then became a puddle. And he was getting paid for a while to just be in the minors, then I think not even play.
Matt Peter with the Giants and Cosmic Chrome football.
Nice. Trickling away that Cosmic tonight. Love to see it. Just about halfway home on that one. at least one of the big teams off the board. Probably more, right? Can you go to that one? Like Washington, Chicago off the board. Chicago's off the board. Washington's off the board. Well, is it all the big teams? Oh yeah,
Vegas most expensive, 55.
$55. Jeez, 15 to 55 on all the teams left in Cosmic. Pats are off the board. Denver, Washington, Chicago. Nice. NHL cap's going up, but that ESPN deal was actually good for the league. I hated it at first, but there are more games on TV now if you have ESPN Plus. Um, you can actually get to watch more hockey, and it's helping the salary cap go up even a little more than expected, I believe. And they have some good people that do hockey. Plus, some people moved over from the other networks that were carrying hockey, which is great because hockey's got, in my opinion, the best announcers. They've got the good ones are just there's so many good ones. Score updates. We've got Detroit up 10 halfway through the second. We've got 1-1 St. Louis Winnipeg and Washington still 1-0 early on in the second. Blue scored with 2 seconds left in the period to tie it up after a shifty goal. Any more love on that soccer coming tonight? We're down to 4. Or how about that Bowman U Chrome? Basketball down to 7 there. Nico Harrison needs to just stop talking about the Luka trade.
Yeah.
Just take the lumps. I didn't realize how important he was to the fans. Like, what?
Dude, yeah.
How many Luka jerseys you see when you look around the arena every game?
Right, yeah.
Like, it's that
that's
simple.
The worst defense or excuse that is, I didn't know.
I knew he was important. I didn't know to what level. Like, those are direct quotes. Come on.
This is the worst one. I didn't know. I did
No,
know
he
that
did
Luka,
know, but then later he says, I didn't quite know to what level. Like, really? You know how much they loved him?
Cool.
Give me a break.
That might go down as one of the worst trades ever.
Yeah, Davis like limped off in the last game of this in the playing game too, didn't
he? You see the video where, so he's hurt and he doesn't want to take a wide open three, bricks it, and like limps off, and then the camera just pans to
Nico.
And he's just like,
yeah, he's just
he just
so bad. I can't remember a GM getting such big coverage in a sport in recent years. I mean, you talk about Belichick because he was like coach GM, like, this kind of thing, but like because he's always at the podium, but it's a little different.
Or the A's like Moneyball stuff.
Yeah, Brandon Bean. Yeah. But even then, the camera wasn't always on. It was just talked about, right? His concepts and stuff. This guy, literally, the camera just follows him out. I can't believe he still sits in the stands. It's crazy.
Just at road games.
Right, he's upstairs at the home games. Kim has input her picks. Kim and Jake are in there. Fire Nico. I mean, I think that's been chanted forever. Kim's picks are in. Let's see. Where we
And the same 20.
same pick 20. I like to see it. We're comparing now. We're not giving away any secrets, any trade secrets here, but pick 14 as well.
Go to the left.
Let's see how many picks. I'm just gonna see how many picks are consistent between our first two submissions while we're hanging out, trying to fill these up. We got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's 8. 8 picks in common out of 32 between Jake and Kim, all across the board too. Love it. 4 left in the filler, 7 in the Bowman U Chrome Basketball, 18 in the Cosmic Chrome, 26 in the Tribute Random, 23 in the Tribute PYT. Projected salary cap to 95, so we're gonna go up $7.5 million for hockey. That's a lot.
Close to 9%,
like
10%.
9%. Yeah, that's for hockey. That's big time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I mean, if that projection holds, it's gonna be over 100 million. Not next season, the season after. Next 3 seasons, the NHL, PA, and NHL announced the cap could hit 113 by this 27-28 season.
All the TV money.
Oh yeah, that's why the ESPN deal was actually good. As much as at first I was like, oh, terrible, but you just thinking 13, that would be pretty high, just from recent years. I think that's about the year that it was highest total was probably around there out of the like 4 or so years we've done it. One year it was like 8-1 or 7. It was tough. It was last year or the year before.
Was it because of trade?
No, I think it was just like there wasn't a lot of predictability even at the very top.
The top 10 could be easy if there's no trades.
Yeah, the top 5 I have in mind, I think could hit pretty easily. So that could just be 5 for 5 right out the gate. Trades throw a wrench into it big time, right? Because you're all the mocks, whether you're using experts or even your own, you're looking at positional need and stuff, and then all of a sudden a team comes up for something totally different because otherwise the team wouldn't trade out unless they just know that they need a haul moving forward. Hopefully we get, a bunch of responses. I'd like to see minimum 20 plus responses. We'll see. It's free. I mean, no brainer. And if you just copy some experts out there, you can have it done in 5 to 10 minutes, and maybe smash 150. It's possible. I doubt it happens, but I think it's possible.
You just need one team.
I know, but if they know nobody else does, and they can get them started day 2 or something. Will Johnson has a knee issue that's been flagged by some teams. Okay. Interesting. Jahad Campbell, a pup candidate to start the season. Pickens could be deemed expendable in a draft day trade, says Schefter. Interesting.
I mean, he's kind of wearing out his welcome.
Yeah, he seems kind of a clown.
Talent's there.
Daniel Jeremiah believes Ashton Gianti feels like Jacksonville to me. I think Soren got like 1 or 2. He got 1 or 2 like 2 years ago, I think. Last place. They still haven't done a Purdy contract. It's wild. They've already gutted the team. What are they waiting for on the contract? They must be far apart. Right? Has anybody read anything into Purdy contract lately? I'm sure none of you are necessarily beating down the 49ers wire, but... All right, we'll see if in the next few minutes we can get one of these close breaks to go. Otherwise, social hour for tonight, but we're getting the mock draft contest going. We got some grading done as well. We're still here. We're not leaving yet by any means, but we do need some help to get some rips in. Send one grading message. Got some grading stuff ready, prepped, ready to go. Paper down. Now it's pretty hard to go 0 for 32, especially when you look at like top 5 picks that some of them are kind of set in stone, you know? Like they're at least top picks, you know, even if like Cam Ward this year. Cam Ward's going 1, right? So unless you're kind of doing something kind of crazy on your mock draft contest, 1 pick, like everybody should get that 1, right? And I can't see any scenario where it's not Cam Ward 1. That would be the biggest smokescreen of all time because it's everything has indicated that, and teams want to trade up to land him. So,
but it will still take 10 minutes for them to.
Oh yeah, well that's part of the NFL wanting that, right? Because they want to get their advertisement money in from the draft on TV and stuff. So NFL doesn't want them to all pick within 5 seconds.
Which year where they actually signed the player like months before to an actual contract? Remember that?
Yeah, not officially, but like it was. Well, nowadays the contracts are pretty set. They're slotted contracts. Somebody was told that the one pick like a month out. I don't know. Yeah, he kept playing like, oh, I might still play baseball. And he was trying to leverage. Yeah, he was being a clown. I think it's just like more like it's locked in, like they've already told him and been informed.
Definitely not imagining it.
No, I think it was more like the quarterback was like, it was agreed upon, like, hey, dude, you're our guy a month out. I don't know if it was like Bryce Young, whatever it was. It was one of those recent quarterbacks that was going 1. Knew like a month out, like you're definitely 110% the pick. It was like announced by them essentially, which the NFL doesn't want that either. NFL's got to look at the dollars that they generate from the draft, you know? That's why Minnesota helped them out big time when they just like let the clock run out. That was insane. And then they kept panning to the camera. I saw a replay of that recently. They kept panning to the guy who just sits there at the actual draft at the Minnesota like table. But like he's not making the decisions. He's just literally like writing on the card and then like here's our pick type thing. So everybody's looking at this guy and this guy's just sitting there like waiting for my call. I don't know what to tell you.
Is the 40-yard dash the most overrated stat? Because they keep on talking about that.
Probably. It was when Al Davis was still alive, that's for sure.
You need a draft bingo card for buzzwords.
Buzzwords?
Like high motor.
Yeah, high motor. Impact player.
Yeah.
Day 1 starter.
Yeah. Those, yeah.
What else? Reach. Great value. Best available.
Blue collar, grinder, high football IQ, downhill runner. cerebral.
Cerebral. Is he freaking
Good
Magneto?
instincts.
High motor is a good one.
Yeah.
Food hips is a big one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Darius Hayward Bay. Wasn't he projected
Bay
to not
got
be
the
drafted, and he went first round
Yeah.
by Al
Oh,
Davis?
God. This guy can run fast, straight ahead.
Yeah, he can't catch the ball or run routes, but
Hayward Bay, jeez. Forgot about him.
literally, he was projected like special teams player at best, like undrafted on some of the like draft Knicks guys, and he went first round, and people were like, "What?"
He's older than I am, thankfully. So
Crazy. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. Thursday. I wish it was on during stream. That would be cool. Watching the draft while it's going.
it's the first time I don't have a bowling league.
Oh, on Thursday? Yeah, I plan on watching it first round. I'll be watching that on like a side TV with like one of the playoff NHL or NBAs on the main TV. Maybe like a tablet with another one on or something.
You like to watch the ESPN one or the NFL draft?
Oh, I've gone back and forth over the years. Traylon Burks, Cam Ward called him like a top 10 receiver in the league, I'm pretty sure, last week.
Well, he's not gonna say, "Oh man, I'm gonna throw this guy. He's awful."
Well, it's not that cut and dry, Tyler. They traded Brown to not have to like pay him again, and his like diva-ness a little bit, and then tried to replace him with Traylon Burks. I think is more like an accurate way to phrase that. I think it's more they tried to replace AJ Brown with Traylon Burks and swung and missed as of today. He just got Edelman just sent him a signed jersey. Did you see that? AJ
Cool.
Brown, and he did like a unboxing like live stream on I don't know what it was. And he's such a diehard Patriots guy. He was like all giddy. He was like, "Oh my God, the GOAT, my man Jules," and he put a huge message on it. So I don't even know what it said. And signed it. He was like holding the jersey. He was like whipping the jersey, like like letting it float and then snapping it down. He's like, "Look at this thing!" He was going nuts. I want Sanders, LO, at least something exciting this season for better or worse. There's a Reef. There he is. I was asking if you were around earlier when we were talking draft. I think Jake said at 9 he'd rather have Sanders, but he's intrigued by darts, like if they were to move back into the bottom of the first or something, if they don't take Sanders at 9.
Does Dion eventually coach in the NFL?
I don't think so. I wouldn't if I were him. I mean, I know NIL's making it a little like NFL with players bouncing around, but
I feel like
you're a god in college if you're a good coach.
yeah. I mean, I feel like he has the personality for college, not for.
I agree. I don't think when these guys are making
pros.
30, 40 million a year, yeah, I think it's.
But I mean, he has the respect because he
played the
he's a
game, yeah, and he's Hall of Famer, yeah, he's great. But I think he's more of like a. I'm not sure if he's good at it or not, but more like the role model type, and try and like make like the boys into men kind of role, as opposed to like coaching the men at the next level. Yeah. I feel like that's sort of his shtick, his specialty is, coaching up the boys into being men or something along those lines. I think he like tries to promote stuff like that.
Recruiting too. I mean,
right? Yeah, his name recruits. Yeah. People don't. I mean, there was a little bit of that aura with Belichick back in the day, but like people don't go to teams for coaches in the NFL. They follow the money typically. Speaking of conference play for SLU, Sweep Nichols and SFA needs to win at least one game against McNeese for us to be regular season champs. I know they've been playing well, man. I've been tracking your stats and like their ERA rankings in the country and stuff. They're pretty good. And didn't somebody do like lying down the other day when after hitting a home run and they were losing still to SLU? Bold move. I track all your stuff, man. Your photos, your SLU stuff, all of it. Always watching. 2-0. Ovechkin had an assist in the second goal. I forget who scored it. Yeah. All right, crew. Unfortunately, I think that is going to do it for tonight. We didn't do any breaks, but we got some movement on some stuff. That filler should go on Wednesday. Bowman Chrome U, hopefully, with Cooper Flag declaring for the draft. And we got halfway through Cosmic Chrome, UIW. Isn't that by where someone in this group? I'm not sure, actually. That was funny, though. I saw that, dude. It's super good. Mock draft. Ari, fill out your mock draft contest. We linked it in the Facebook group. Check that out. Put your 1 through 32 round 1 picks in before 7 p.m. on Thursday. Chance at $150 in break credit just for entering the free contest. Just put first and last name of every player for each pick slot. Doesn't matter what team picks them. Just who do you think's going 1, who do you think's going 7, who do you think's going 32. Top wins. San Antonio, yeah. Reggie. Reggie lives in or around San Antonio. Yep. Yeah, so Reggie's probably familiar with the school because he follows some of the smaller programs out there, I believe. So I bet you he's familiar. I'll have to ask him. UIW? I'll ask him. I'll try and send him a message tonight. All right, crew. We are back on Wednesday. Soren and I will be in the house. We have Heritage Baseball and I think Donruss Optic Football come out. So we'll have those up on the site, I believe, tomorrow. And we will see what we can fill on Wednesday. So light night, as light as it can get, of course, tonight. But we got some grading done. We were chatting about the draft quite a bit. Some other sports talk as well. GMs and college sports, all that fun stuff. So Soren and I are here Wednesday, and then Louth is off Friday. He's got a bowling tournament. Select the option to email my results on Google Forms so you can track your picks. Yes. Yeah, Kim forgot to select that option. She wanted me to send them. I already sent them to her. But yeah, we'll obviously I'll be scoring them all, and I keep those forms. So if you ever want to see at the end, I think I always put the number right for everybody in a ranking. I don't put every pick there just to save space, but I do post a picture of the number right for everybody at the end. So. We will mess around with some breaks hopefully on Wednesday. Should be definitely be able to get some stuff to go on Wednesday, and then Friday I'll see who I can get it in here to help out, and we'll go from there. And we'll be talking round 1 and watching rounds I think 2 and 3 Friday, right? On top of NBA, NHL playoffs, Celtics off to a 1-0 start. Oklahoma City won by like 51, insane. Lakers got crushed by like 25, which is crazy. But yeah, we're back. Cam Ward went to UIW before we moved. Did he really? Nice. I did not know that. We'll be back Wednesday. You get a wheel spin if you grab a spot. For every spot you take in that filler for soccer, you get a wheel spin. So check that out. There's only 4 left. It's pretty close. Just couldn't quite close it up tonight, but we'll definitely be ripping that on Wednesday. I don't see why not. So have a great night, everybody. Enjoy the NBA and NHL games tonight. There's some baseball on right now as well. Yankees are trying to make a comeback. They're down to within 2, I think, in the 8th. So if you're a Yankees fan, the Mets are on. For those Mets fans like Courtney, Joe Mongillo, they're up 2-0 still. The big divisional series with Philly, etc. So we'll see you on Wednesday. Have a great night.